Admiral Dr. Rachel Levine says trans representation matters in a White House interview with Queer News Tonight. It's part 1 of 4. This evening, Queer News Tonight brings you Admiral Rachel Levine. She is America's first 4-star trans admiral and the first trans Senate-confirmed cabinet member. Levine talks about her first reactions when the president called to offer the post, the history of the Senate confirmation hearings, her surprise from some conservatives, and what's important to her for the LGBTQ plus community, and especially if she is tired of talking about trans. Here's a little tease of it. Watch this. Well, up next on Queer News Tonight, we have a very special guest, Admiral Rachel Levine, a 4-star admiral in the United States Public Health Service Commission Corps, who has been the United States Assistant Secretary for Health since March 24th, 2021. She is a professor of pediatrics and psychiatry at Penn State College of Medicine and previously served as the Pennsylvania Physician General from 2015 to 2017, then as the Secretary of Pennsylvania's Department of Health from 2017 to 2021. Admiral Levine is one of only a few openly transgender government officials in the United States and is the first to hold an office that requires Senate confirmation. On October 19, 2021, Admiral Levine made international news as she was ceremoniously sworn in as a 4-star admiral in the U.S. Public Health Service Commission Corps, USPHS, one of the nation's 8 uniformed services, becoming the first openly transgender 4-star officer in any of the United States uniformed services. She is also the first female 4-star admiral in the USPHS. Welcome, Admiral Rachel Levine to Queer News Tonight.
Well, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
We are so excited, our LGBTQ community, to be able to talk about you and what's going on at this particular moment in time. I want to start right from what most of our community is so interested in about you and your ascension to this moment for you. What was your first reaction when you get the call from the president or the White House that you are going to be the nominee for Assistant Secretary of Health? What kind of immediate reaction did you have?
Well, my immediate reaction was gratitude that I would have the opportunity to serve in that role, and I just an honor to serve in the Biden-Harris administration, which has such a strong advocate for our community.
Yeah, were you surprised? I mean, even with your history and what you've done in your life, the challenges that you faced, was there still surprise in the opportunity?
Yes, I was surprised, and again, just honored, and it's just a tremendous opportunity to serve.
Well, you ascend to this post. You've been in it for 8-9 months now in the administration for the White House. What's important to you in terms of what you bring to this position, and why, as of course you represent our community, but why are you different than former Assistant Secretaries of Health? What do you bring that's different, and what's important to you?
Well, so I welcome the opportunity to work to serve really everyone in the United States from this public health perspective. My background is in academic medicine, and I'm a pediatrician and adolescent medicine subspecialist in terms of my initial training. And for many years served, as you mentioned, as a professor of pediatrics and psychiatry at the Penn State College of Medicine and the Penn State Hershey Medical Center. I had the opportunity to enter public service in Governor Wolf's administration in Pennsylvania as the Physician General and then the Secretary of Health. So I am bringing all of that medical experience as well as my public health experience to my position as the Assistant Secretary for Health.
You know, when I followed your career, especially over the last 5 years, very closely, I report on news, so I followed you closely. I've always thought about you, Admiral, in a very strange way as I compare and contrast to me, because people introduce me and I'm the anchor at Queer News Tonight, or I'm the host of a particular charity event, etc. But they generally never go, "This is gay man Al Ferguson." How does it feel to you to be so linked to trans in titling, in introduction, in conversation? How does that wash over you? And have you ever thought about, gosh, I just wish we would stop talking about trans?
Well, so, Vice President Harris said when she was sworn in that she recognizes that she may be the first, but she is heartened by the knowledge that she won't be the last. And so that's how I approach this, is that, I think that it does demonstrate both progress for our LGBTQI plus community, and it also demonstrates the significant depth of the support for our community in the Biden-Harris administration in terms of my nomination and then my confirmation as the Assistant Secretary for Health. And so I think that I am really always been proud to serve as an advocate for our community and a role model for our community. But I am really strongly believe that I will not be the last a person who's transgender to serve. And so that's how I approach it.
Do you think you'll get to a point in your life, long after this role, long after your political role, long after your medical role as a pediatrician, that you'll get to the point where you're just Rachel Levine or Admiral Levine, and that's it? Do you think you'll get there?
I think I will, because I think that that'll demonstrate the progress that our community has made. Is that we don't need the adjective to describe my service in those terms. But we've made progress, but we still have a long way to go.
A long way to go. A long way to go. Tomorrow we will bring you part 2, where Admiral Levine talks about Senator Rand Paul's vicious attack on her in the Senate confirmation hearings, the culture war that is being fought by conservatives against the LGBTQ plus community, and why we should all be paying attention to this. Her words to our community are going to surprise you.
So it was the battle of the cool glasses.
Right.
With you and Madam
Did I
Levine
win?
there. It was very close. It was very close.
Kudos to you for fantastic questions, Al. I must say your questions were really pointed and on. They were fantastic.
Yeah.
The imagery when the story broke last week or the week before, whichever it was, with her in uniform is so moving, right? Just so moving, because it makes you think of what it took to get there, right? To have somebody be openly LGBT in uniform and to be, at the top of the list of our government. So
imagine,
incredible.
She's walking representation, Orlando.
100%.
Wherever she goes, she's representing us.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I loved her answer to your question around being the first and certainly not the last. I got goosebumps all over. It's incredible.
It's interesting to me in doing this interview, I really felt like, wait, if I had have had an opportunity to interview Bayard Rustin or Sylvia Rivera or Harvey Milk, that was the moment I was having here. That 20, 30, 40 years from now, we're looking at one of the real icons in our community. And it's very interesting. One of the points in this interview that you're going to see, I asked her, are you looking forward to, after you're finished with all of this, of just being Rachel? And her answer is really just quite incredible.
Oh, can't wait to hear that.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out television network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ plus